This week's episode is sponsored by Helio Gas Detection. Hey everyone, this is Letty for the Metal Saw podcast. I'm joined by Kuyang. Lads, how you doing?
Great.
Good.
Fuck yeah. Feeling good.
Excellent. So to our listeners who maybe haven't heard of you guys before, could you introduce yourselves and your role in the band?
I'm Emmet, I'm the drummer.
I'm Sean. I usually play guitar, but I'm playing bass tonight and for the near future, I'd say, because I want to. Bass
I'm
is fun.
Roy, I do vocals.
I'm Tim and I'm filling in on guitar.
Awesome. So how did the band start?
It started off as kind of like a side project with Sean and myself, and we kind of like dabbled in and out of different styles and music for a while, and then kind of earlier this year I think we just kind of settled that we wanted to do kind of more just straight up heavy hardcore. We used to do a lot of stuff with like synthesizers and stuff like this, but then after a while we just kind of decided, you know what, we'd be better off just getting rid of the tracks, click tracks, the synths, all of this stuff, and just going straight up with, you know, just live kind of raw sound, more kind of hardcore inspired music than more like industrial stuff that we were doing before.
That's fair, and always good ditching the laptops, you know, in case anything goes wrong.
We had in our last
Nightmares.
We have horror stories.
We've had blue screens in the middle of shows.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
awful, yeah.
It's
From
fantastic.
previous experiences, previous endeavors, we've had so many problems with keyboards, like laptops just dying in the middle of the show. Like it's the worst thing in the world. So it's definitely kind of liberating not having that anymore, for sure.
How do you even deal with like a blue screen of death in the middle of a gig?
Just start playing something.
We used to just do like an impromptu jam. I remember
Yeah.
we had one time our keyboard player, his keyboard just died for half of our set.
Yeah.
So we kind of got like a crowd chant going for the keyboard to get fixed. And turns out he actually just had it on mute the whole time. So, that was great. But
We love you, Louis.
Yeah, we love you.
We really do.
Thanks for that.
Thanks for that.
No, he's a great guy.
That sounds really mean. I do love you, Louis.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
If Louis ever hears this.
Yeah.
If Louis ever hears this.
Shout out Louis.
Yeah, shout out to Louis. I love you, man.
So how would you guys describe your sound? You said like you ditched like the synthesizers for like more harder music, or?
I kind of say it's more kind of straight up heavy, just metal, punk influence, hardcore now, as opposed to anything else.
DHC for life.
Yeah. We used to, we're definitely inspired more by like hardcore bands now, I would say, like Kublai Khan, Knocked Loose, bands like this.
You go into the gig next year, Kublai Khan Academy.
For sure.
Two of us have got the hats on now. Huh?
Here we go.
There is so much hardcore merch in this band. It's disgusting. It's great though. I love it. So yeah, I'd say we're kind of just more taking that straightforward, like go on stage and play route, as opposed to before, you know, setting up synths, setting up laptops, working on synths for hours, and sound designing and stuff like this. So yeah, I'd say we're just going for a more straight up, just metal sound, hardcore sound for sure.
That's fair. And you guys mentioned the DHC, Dublin Hardcore. Do you have any favourite bands?
No, we don't. We don't.
Love,
Actually, Lost to Life, our class.
Lost to Life are great.
Bitter Pill are brilliant.
That's about it.
I don't really know many of the other ones.
Fua, their class.
Yeah, they're great.
Vile DHC are great as well.
They are.
Sickened are awesome as well. Sickened are really good.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
not
It's such a wide scene. Like I've barely just scratched the surface with it, but
Yeah, I'm very new to that still, in Dublin at least. But it's nice to see, it is nice to see groups of like slightly more alternative, like heavier music branching out a bit more. Because I suppose like a lot of heavier music is sort of located in like one or two places in Dublin. So having a bit more exposure, whether that's hardcore or just any kind of alternative music, I think is a good thing, because it doesn't really get much exposure in Ireland at all, I would say.
No, I mean, I started going to the DHC shows. I didn't even know they existed. They're in the fan bar in Dalymount Stadium. Like, you know, I hadn't a clue it existed at all. And they're really fun. Like, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, the shows are really good, and the community in it is really good as well.
We've yet to play a show though. We're waiting for an invite.
Yeah.
Yeah, still waiting. That'll come soon.
Watch this space.
Watch this space, God.
I love to describe to people, like, when I'm telling them about, like, the Dublin hardcore scene, it's like, for every metal band you have 10 hardcore bands in Dublin.
Yeah.
Hardcore's where it's at.
Hardcore is where it's at.
It's
I think
fun.
we're kind of enjoying, like, dipping our toes in both as well. I think even when you're asking about, like, what we want to do with the band, I think it's we're definitely inspired by hardcore, but we're not kind of going to limit ourselves to the one thing, if that makes sense. So even though we've kind of gotten rid of that more like laptop centered synth focus kind of stuff, we don't want to say no to other sounds that might be appealing to us, whether that's like metal bands like Lamb of God or any other kind of metal band really. I think it's always worth, you know, testing out those sounds and like working with those things to get something if it's bigger than just one sound. You know, we'd never want to be boxed into one thing.
I feel like we don't make meaningful music, we just make music that makes us angry.
It makes it, if someone's face
swing.
scrunches and makes you want to like jump around, then that's exactly like what we're going for. And that could be influenced by anything, like pop punk or metal or pop or rock or anything really. Techno, rave, everything. Like we never want to shut out a specific sound to be one specific thing.
And that's a good way to be, like, because I think for a lot of modern bands you have to be like that rather than, like, you know, boxing yourself into one genre, as you said.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely, like, music is branched out in a way now. At least, like, even in mainstream music, like, there's no, like, genres. Everyone's always talking about this. It's such a talking point now on, like every music culture. Like, there's no one genre anymore. Everything has a bit of everything in it. So I think it's important to work with the times and grow with the times, even if you're playing more, like, alternative, heavier based music. I think it's important to keep that in mind as well. So yeah,
that's totally fair. Speaking of music, you guys have just released a new single, Guillotine Boy, which is awesome. How was the recording process for it?
Oh, it was.
There wasn't really one, was there?
The most ghetto thing we've ever done. Like, it was all done in Sean's room, which is actually, we never really done that before. Like, we had done demos in his room before, but this was the first time that we'd just been like, fuck it, let's just record everything in his room and then we'll just send it off and get mixed. So that's really what we were doing.
And also the guy who mixed it, Josh Robinson, we actually forgot to credit him when we released it. So
that's not true actually. He said,
didn't we?
No, we did.
Oh, good.
I edited that and fixed it.
Okay.
Sorry, you were right. We did it at the start.
We didn't do it on Instagram or something. We didn't be like mixed by JSR Audio at JSR Audio on Instagram. Do it. Yeah.
Until now.
There you go.
No, do follow him.
Yeah,
he's great. He's really good at metal production as well. Just like for us as well, since it was a home recording, like we wanted it to sound kind of raw, but he made it sound like beefier, meatier, like bigger as well. And big sound is just what we want, really. So especially when it's heavy music, you want it to be big, like thumping music. You know?
I checked it out on Spotify and I heard it. I was like, oh my god, like this is one of the heaviest things I've heard all year.
Oh great, thank
Not
you.
even the heaviest song on the set.
Oh for sure, yeah.
Maybe not the heaviest, the least heavy song on the set.
One of the least heavy songs.
The set is Iowa heavy.
Yeah, for sure.
Be some two-steppers there tonight, like.
Fucking hope so.
I'll have to see. Yeah, I hope so.
I did swear last time. I think I'm okay.
Yeah, it's okay. They can cut it in post.
Yeah.
The swearing's totally cool. Like,
It is so cool. Yeah, here's hoping. I'd say there'll be some two-steppers. We'll see.
I can't two-step, but I'll try.
I can't be two-stepping.
It's okay. The sillier you
As long
look
as you
doing
can
it,
do
the better.
Exactly.
Honestly, it's not exactly like a graceful set of movements, like you know, so it's fine.
As long as there's some movement, that
That's
I'm
not the
happy.
mosh pit.
Any kind of mosh pit, any kind of movement, it, like for me at least when I'm playing, I imagine it's the same for all of you, but like when an audience is moving, like even a little bit, it just makes the performance
completely, 100%.
20 times better. You know,
100%.
Because like the feeling is mutual then, you know.
I was watching a video this morning, and you're gonna laugh at this now, but I was watching Ice Spice at Rolling Loud.
Oh yeah?
Right? Now, I don't like that kind of music, but I decided I'd check it out, and it is like all the crowd are just there, like phones up, no one moving, no nothing. It's just shit. Like when the crowd's not getting into it, there's no point really.
Like one of my friends dragged me to Macklemore, and
Sorry to hear.
and we were at the crowd, and like no one was moving. It was literally just everyone just filming on their phone.
Yeah.
It's just like
That's one thing I love about like heavier music, even like rave music and stuff. You always see this like when the audience is hyped, like it's mirrored back in the performance. So like when you have a good audience, like the performance on stage will be better as a result of that. For the most part, I would say. There's obviously exceptions.
Like the artist feeds off of the energy.
Yeah. It's really interesting how that happens. Like if you go on stage and you go feral, like people will respond to you in that way if they're in tune with what you're doing.
Like I was at Drug Church at the Grand Social in February, I think it was. It was one of the hardest gigs I've ever been to. Like I was literally putting my phone into my pocket and got tackled by a stage diver. 0.2 seconds into the gig, I was like, right, this is going to be one of those type of gigs.
Like you're in a war zone and you're literally looking behind you in case someone's feet like land on top of you or something. Yeah, I love that.
The way it is.
Yeah.
But even if you're not into it, like even if you were an Ice Spice fan and you came to a hardcore show or a metal show or anything, at the very least you've got a great story.
Exactly.
At the end of it, you can go home and tell your mates, you're like, oh, fucking people were jumping on each other, punching each other. You know, at the very least you've got a good story.
You don't have to. That's the thing. I definitely agree with that. Because like, you don't have to be into heavy music to get it when you're there. And I think if you're not into it, it may be like confusing for some people. But when they actually go to a show and they see the like movement and the energy, it's like really contagious. If you're in an audience and there's loads of people around you like jumping and moshing and stuff, like that's fun if it's a rap show or any kind of show. So yeah.
Exactly. And is there a story behind Guillotine Boy, like a meaning behind the song, or?
It was literally just the demo name. I thought it was a cool name.
I've been doing that a lot recently.
Yeah,
Were you writing
demo names are just silly. Like, I don't know, there's some really stupid Gandalf the Gatekeeper.
We're playing that tonight.
Yeah, there's Fuck Off Stormzy.
That's a good one too. Yeah, Fuck Off Stormzy's great.
I've just heard him one
And
too
I like
many times.
we like Stormzy.
I love Stormzy.
Like,
He's great,
still,
but he was just annoying me that day.
Yeah.
And then there's some really stupid demo names, but they're fun.
It's been good. I've been like, I usually do like the lyric stuff, and I was taking that just because I thought like if the name works in that way, maybe not necessarily for all of them, like Robo Sapien Dance.
Yeah, Robo Sapien Dance number 3.
Robo Sapien Dance and like
Yeah.
Gandalf the Gatekeeper. I love keeping those names, but also like with Guillotine Boy, that name I thought was actually a really cool name. So I did try to like write around that. So if there was like a meaning to it, I would say I do like to write like in a way that's like subjective. I know that might sound really pretentious, but I do like to keep it kind of open for people to just like take what they want from it. But for me it was more so about like words and what words could do in a way, you know, like sharp words, you know, that whole thing. So yeah, I would say, you know, it's just raw, it's just feeling, and that's kind of what we were going for.
Like a guillotine. It's raw.
Yes, straight up, exactly.
Exactly. Can we expect an EP or an album maybe by the end of the year, starting next year, or is it?
I would reckon there'll probably be another single first, and I think after our next single, then we're going to think more about a new EP, which will be separate from the singles we release.
Like loads of people are like, yeah, we're working on stuff. I don't know anything about an EP. Genuinely,
we haven't talked about it yet. Really,
Yeah, no.
we just have so many songs in the drive.
We'll definitely do something.
Yeah,
we have
we
so
definitely
many
do
ready,
something for sure.
because there's
Yeah.
so many songs that we have ready to go now. It would literally just be a matter of going into the studio and like actually recording them, or going into the studio, meaning Sean's bedroom, and recording them.
It's my music room.
The music room, sorry.
Sleeping
Yeah,
music
yeah,
room.
yeah, yeah.
Separate your work from your sleeping.
The old bedroom.
Actually,
Love that. The music room.
there you go.
Excellent. You can all give an answer each, and it doesn't have to be for Kuyang. If you could collaborate with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Well, I answered this
Do you
first
wanna
time
go
last
first,
time,
Emmet?
so you guys can do this one.
You go, Tim.
really
You go, Tim, because I'm still thinking.
If I could collaborate with someone, it'd probably be with the band Counterparts,
Oh yeah.
because I love them. One of my favourite bands.
Oh Jesus! Can I give 2 answers?
Yeah.
So outside of music, like I play in an orchestra as well. I play violin.
You wouldn't think by looking at it.
No, not at all. Like suit and tie type stuff. So in that sense of the word, outside of heavy music, probably Maxim Vengerov. He's a violinist. He's unbelievable. Or it's Zach Perlman, one of those boys. But inside of heavy music, probably Lamb of God. Like that's a very expected answer. I just like them. They're really, really good. Or Kublai Khan. Oh my God. Loads of people. Eminem. I like him. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Bring them all on board. Why not?
Or Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke.
Shout out.
I'd
Yeah.
say Doja Cat. That's who I think.
Doja Cat would be
Get
cool.
Doja Cat on the track.
I'd love that.
That'd be hard as fuck.
That would be hard. I'd probably maybe Maynard from Tool, but I don't know. I was kind of thrown between like him and then maybe like a song by like Linkin Park, like Mike Shinoda, especially like the remix kind of angle of him like instrumentally. He's really good at making like kind of heavy electronic music as well. So I'd be really into that. Or yeah, maybe Maynard from Tool or Chino from Deftones. That would be
Or
my
Rammstein.
or fucking Rammstein, honestly, yeah.
You're
I'd
gonna have
love
us.
to know to that.
You're gonna have
We
us
could
talking
do this all day.
Like, there's
Yeah,
so
no,
much.
like,
Yeah.
Keep them coming. I don't mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, probably Rammstein. Actually, I'm switching out Rammstein.
And all of Gojira.
All of Go,
Yeah.
Geary.
What did you think of the Olympic performance?
It was so
thought it was-
fucking
It was
cool.
so
I thought
good,
it
but
was
the
sick.
commentators over it.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
I
talking
don't
over it.
really know this band. I can't say I've ever heard of them. Shut up.
It was so
Listen to it.
annoying, yeah. I thought it was
Fucking
one of the coolest
It
things
was
I had ever seen on
Badass.
Big
And I wasn't
TV.
expecting the fucking decapitated head
No.
thing. Like that, it's the Olympics. Kids are watching that, you know.
It
I
was
wasn't
so
expecting
cool.
it at all.
Yeah.
It was fucking
the head so metal.
It
A1.
was so metal.
Yeah.
And also like on the prison and just seeing them on it, like it was such a shock. It was so cool.
It was like
It was so cool.
if it had been announced like maybe a month beforehand, Gojira were playing,
Yeah.
everyone would have been like, okay, that's an odd choice. But now that we've seen it, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
It makes so
It-
much sense.
exactly.
If I was on those platforms, if I was in Gojira, I would have 110% found a way to fall off. 100%.
It
110%.
looked dangerous. It
I got
really
nervous
did.
watching that.
They had fucking harnesses.
It
I
harnessed
still
on
would have
Oh,
found a
actually?
way.
Yeah. You wouldn't put them
I'd be
up there.
fucking dangling off by the end of it.
Yeah, my mom saw pictures and she was like, oh, he had a little harness on so he didn't fall.
It's adorable. But yeah, no, probably all those answers.
Mario and
Can
Joe
imagine.
Duplantier.
Mario Dupes.
Mario Dupes,
He's
yeah.
great. He's a good man.
They're all excellent at what they do.
Amazing.
Kuyang, it's a really cool, eye-catching name. One word, excellent. Is there a story behind how you got the name, or?
Well, actually, I just saw this random video on YouTube. It's called like Kuyang Dapek or something, and I'm pretty sure it's based off this like
Indonesian.
Indonesian. Thank you. Indonesian like folklore. And this video was like some weird sort of like art project. I'm unsure what exactly it was.
But
The video was really
a
eye-catching. I just saw it and I was
is like a banshee in Irish, like like folklore monster thing. But it's when a person goes to sleep, their soul leaves their body, and it's a floating head attached to a pair of lungs and a load of guts, and that's apparently what a Kuyang is.
We really thought it looked cool, and that's why that's what we
That
posted.
does
It is
sound cool.
And looks cool
really
in the
cool,
death
yeah.
metal font as well.
It does look cool, yeah.
Yeah.
In the font. That was
But
the
like,
real reason.
it was less of a thought process. Like it was literally just Roy was like, I have a name for the band. Hit me, Kuyang. Yeah, nice. It was less so.
Two
Let's really
syllables.
really think about it. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Like when you hear like the one for the band name, it's just like that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when it's the right one. Yeah. It just felt right.
Because I thought it was maybe like a martial art move or something. Because
It
was
sounds like that, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Sounds fucking sick. Yeah.
you just hear Joe Rogan hit him with the Kuyang. Oh my
Yeah, I
god!
could see that. Yeah.
You can all give an answer each for this one as well. Do you have any favourite album releases of 2024 so far, or any that you're looking forward to?
You won't go before you're supposed to, obviously.
Yeah.
Number one album of the year
Yeah,
so
not
far.
really.
Yeah, I really like it.
Loads are going to release something this year, 100%.
Blinding Faith's a good one as well.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Can I go back like 5 years?
If you want, yeah.
do you know Anti-Cult by Decapitated?
I know Decapitated, but I
It's
don't
an
know that.
unbelievable album. It's so
You're
good.
about 5 years too late to the question.
I know, but if it was this year, it's Zeit by Rammstein, or was that last year?
That was last year.
Whenever it was really good. It was really good.
I liked that Naughty's album as well, but I can't really think of anything else.
Better Lovers, their new album. I know all you
That was
fucking don't give a
wow.
shit, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a good album.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Love Koi no Yokan by Deftones. I've been listening to that a lot recently.
Once again, how many years old is that album?
I know, that's like
It was like 2009.
or something. But just like there's such a variety on that album, and it gets so like soft, but it's like it's heavy in a way that's not traditional, and I love that.
I love how it like Saturday Night Wrist was the album before, and then they went into Kuyang and like that's just so badass. Like
For this year, and I'm 100% positive of it. There's a jazz band called Ezra Collective, and the album is called Ezra Collective, and it's really fucking good. It's amazing.
Is there a song called Ezra Collective on there?
No. The main song is Victory Dance, and it's amazing. It's
Nice.
so cool.
If we're gonna go Homeboys as well, Brick Nasty are gonna release this year.
They sure are.
Sure, yes.
They
Your
sure
Korey
are.
boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember, Tim is filling in for Corey. Is in the band Brick Nasty. They're also releasing this year,
Yes.
And it's gonna be fucking
and it's
good.
gonna be great.
Now, Tim, what's your answer?
I'm really looking forward to the new Throne album that's coming out.
fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, that's gonna be-
yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be sick.
Oh,
That was the best
the
album.
Newfield Carta album.
Oh, is that?
Is there a new album?
Is there a new album?
It released like this year.
No,
No,
they
that
only
was
released
like
like 3
2 weeks.
singles.
For fuck's sake, lads. Well, it's the distortion, the distortion,
You're like an old man.
I really, honestly, I don't keep up with a lot of stuff. Like I'm the type, like on my Spotify, my on repeat is like 5 songs. At any given time, it's like 5 songs, and that's it. And I just like a bit happens in the song, and I'll go back 10 seconds, and I'll just keep listening to that bit, you know. So yeah, that's my answer. Do
What's been in your top 5 rotation lately?
you want to see?
Sure, why not?
Let's check. Okay, hold on. 1 minute now.
What I'm thinking.
Okay. What's the Spotify logo? Yeah, there we go. Pete and Baz, I'm really getting into. Actually, they're great. Okay, 1 second. On repeat. Okay, here we go. Rammstein. Army der Tristan, specifically. Eileen Oak by the Mary Wallopers. Great song. The Thin Grey Line by Suicide Boys.
Yes.
I like Suicide Boys.
I love them.
Eclipse by Brand of Sacrifice. We've got The Blarney Stone by the Mary Wallopers.
That's more than 5 now.
I know, I could go
Go
on.
through the whole list.
Guillotine Boy by Kuyang, they're very good.
Sorry.
And one last one, Labyrinthian by Humanity's Last Breath.
Nice.
Yeah, they're great as well, I like them. He plays a guitar upside down as well, it's really good.
My repeat is really good. I've also got Guillotine Boy on here. I've got Hot Mulligan on this. I've
Love
been listening
Hot
to them
Mulligan.
a fuck ton. I'm so obsessed with them. That album actually.
Why
was
would
Why
I
Would
watch?
I Watch? I've had that on repeat. I love their last album as well, actually.
I love their song titles.
Yeah, their songs are hilarious, but like the music and the lyrics are fucking really dark, really heavy. I like the new Bring Me the Horizon album as well. I have a few songs from that saved. What else do I got here? Oh, the new Story So Far album I like as well.
I'm disappointed it's only like 29 minutes.
Yeah, it was very short actually. I thought that as well. I can't remember what that was called. Letterman. Yeah, I liked that. That's on. And I've also just got Hybrid Theory songs. I've got Paper Cut on my on repeat at the moment. Still somehow after like 7 years.
Oh, and
that's it
Suffocate with Poppy, Knocked Loose. As well. I saw it there.
Yes.
One last song I'd say, and one last band I'd say. I've just been listening to a fuck ton of Turnstile recently. I know that's like the most like cheesy white thing I could possibly say, but Glow On by Turnstile, great album. I'm a big
It's
fan.
very, very good.
Big fan.
I've been listening to a lot of 1056, especially the song Boy. Great song. Wow, what else have I listened to? I've been listening to a lot of Throne. There's 4 songs off their new album that's coming out that have been released so far, which those have been on repeat. Listen to a good bit of Spite as well. They're really sick, and a load of Nickelback as well.
Oh, always winners. Yeah, love Nickelback.
Respect.
Well, it's important to have
Nickelback's
diverse
slap.
taste. It's
Exactly.
important to listen to lots of things, you know?
Emmett, what's been in your rotation?
I've been listening to the 1975s, surprisingly. I'd never listened to them before until a few months ago.
Alright.
And there you go. Fucking. And mostly sad music, I think. A lot of like sad acoustic shit. Band from America called Hey Nothing, they're very good. It's only 2 people, all acoustic. And that's really it, to be honest. It's been one of those weeks where I haven't really listened to much music. So yeah, not as crazy as the 3E.
That's totally fair. And we're on to our last question. Do you have any advice for anyone wanting to start a band in 2024?
Don't. You lose all your fucking money. Nah, go on. Surely you have a good answer for this.
Do it for fun over anything else. Don't do it to do anything other than that. Just do it for fun, because since I started coming into music for just doing it for fun, I've enjoyed it a lot more, you know, and go into it with no expectations. if you have a big show and no one shows up, it's fine. It's a practice session.
Just have the
you know?
fucking crack.
Yeah, just
go in to enjoy it.
and don't ever take yourselves too seriously, because people let people see you as humans rather than
but like fuck it.
yeah, it's fine.
like,
Like,
you know,
it's
no
okay,
problem.
and don't be afraid to just feel it out on stage as well.
Yeah, don't be afraid to like let loose a bit. I would say as well,
completely.
especially if you're a new band. Like, don't hold back. You know, like you will stand out from other people if you bring energy to what you do, and people will notice that. Even if they're not into your music, they will like notice that and appreciate that about you. So
And stay healthy as well, because you can actually move.
don't do
on
drugs.
stage. Seriously, yeah.
Some of the advice I give is probably, it's the most cliche advice that anyone would give, is, you know, go to shows and talk to people. And when I heard that, I was like, yeah, whatever. But in fairness, it's actually true, and you'll get you'll get so far just by going and talking to people and say how you know what I mean. Like, that's how I'm gotten in all 6 bands that I'm in at the moment. You know,
Yeah.
practice.
Practice your instrument.
Yeah, practice. That's a big one.
That's the number one thing.
Just keep doing it.
Don't be
Yeah,
cocky.
fuck it is.
Don't be a cocky dickhead.
Like just
Yeah.
always know that there's more you can
Yeah.
learn.
And always
For
know that
anything.
you are replaceable.
Yeah,
Always.
and know your limits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Well, that'd be our bucket list, I'd say. Yeah.
That's some really, really sound advice in there. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, sitting down and talking
Thank
with
you,
me.
Letty.
Thank you so much. Really
No
appreciate it.
No
Absolute
worries
legend.
at all. And Guillotine Boy is out now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Spotify, everything else.
Fuck
But
yeah.
Spotify is the only one people use. So Spotify.
It's on Tidal.
Tidal.
It's
That's
on
enough.
Bandcamp.
Tidal, is it?
We also have a lyric video on YouTube.
Noise.
Because I made it. So.
Thank you again, Letty. Appreciate everything.
No
Yeah, thank
worries
you
at
so
all.
much.